Thank you so very much for having us. You were speaking about resiliency and staying power, and we appreciate what you're doing here in Mid-City. Our theater is in Mid-City. It's on Hearthstone, which is off government, and we've been there. In February, it was 2 years, and we just took over the space next to us. So we have now doubled in size. So let's hear a round of applause for expanding a Mid-City business, all right? Okay. Now, in improv, we are gonna, I don't know if everybody's had their coffee, and I don't care, because we're gonna get jumped up, all right? So this polite clapping, no, all right? So let me hear a big round of applause. That's for yourselves for being here, and really appreciate the opportunity to come and open this conference. We participated last year and had a lot of fun. So what we're gonna talk about is improv skills, which improv is really fun. If people say, oh, that looks like fun, it's complete fun. And those skills that we learn in improv, though, are also very useful in the business world because they're really just communication skills. The thing that makes you a good improviser is being a good listener. That's actually the most important skill for being a good improv stage partner. So so I would like to invite to the stage our facilitators. Come on up, gang. I'm going to introduce you. Big round of applause. There we go. Another thing that you will see us do, because we're going to do some improv later, and these guys they're not gonna need
feel
these.
like you have the power.
But we are actually going to be doing some improv. We're gonna need y'all's help. But when you see us snap our fingers in improv, that's a way to encourage without like interrupting and clapping. So if you see us sitting on the sidelines going like this, that means we're just liking what's going on. So if you like it, you can also do this. Feel free to clap, feel free to laugh. You guys are gonna be doing it's not just a sit and listen. This is gonna be a do session, all right? So, I have Abby, and it's supposed to be Jen. I'm so sorry. Formerly known as Abby Craman. This is Jen Oken, and many of you probably know her. She's an amazing speaker. She has Jen Oken Photography. She also has Thrive by Jen. Jen, why don't you introduce yourself and talk about your business a little bit?
Hey everybody, congratulations on being here and getting up this early in the morning. I can't believe I made it. But no, I'm Jen Oken. I'm a career photographer, been in Baton Rouge since 2007, but have been doing this for over 20 years. And now I'm leaning into empowering people to live life on their own terms, turning their vision into reality. And I actually joined the improv classes to help me with that. And then all of a sudden I had to do showcases. And now I'm on a house team. And now I'm here with y'all.
Yeah, and we're glad for it.
Good
Big
luck,
hand
y'all.
for Jen,
Sorry
right?
about you.
All right, bigger hand for Jen. Thank you. All right. Okay, Janet, introduce yourself, please.
Okay. Thank you. My name is Janet Sullivan, and at the Boomerang Comedy Theater, I have a monthly comedy show. It's usually a competition. This Friday, I'm doing Boomer Comics versus Millennial Comics. Boom, boom, boom. Who will win? And the audience dresses up if they want. I also have a day job, which is really my career of 30 years. I help people live comfortably as themselves. So I teach human design, energy work. I teach Chinese medicine and shiatsu. I teach exercise one-on-one or in groups. And that is what I am into.
Peter.
Hey.
Oh, bigger round of applause. Thank you.
Okay.
All right.
I feel like I'm on like Channel 4 News with this thing. I am Peter with 2 R's. Yes, I know. It's a mess
At
up
the
on
end.
the birth certificate,
2
guys.
R's at the end. Yeah.
Okay. Some people have to live with those things. I'm one of them. Anyways, I'm an actor. I've been auditioning for acting for a little, almost 2 years now, and I got involved with this awesome improv group, and I think has really kind of expanded my horizon.
Yeah.
And yeah, because so many auditions are like improv, and I'm like,
As is life.
Yes,
Life
yes.
requires improv a lot.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, let's hear it for a big round of applause for Peter. Also, congratulations to Peter. He decided that he would like to go at LSU, and they have accepted him. So congratulations. Go Tigers. All right, and this studly guy on the end. Introduce yourself. We have the same last name, and we're not siblings. So, okay. Introduce yourself, T-Rave.
She loves embarrassing me, as you guys can see. And I was going to start by saying I'm the husband of your lovely host for this morning, but I think she's already covered that too. I'm the owner of Boomerang Comedy Center.
He got the name wrong of his own business.
I don't even know where I work. I own the place, and I don't even know. It's right off Government Street, right here in Mid-City. And I'm also on the Mid-City Merchants Board of Directors. So I am really glad to see the tower and things like that. The development around here is very exciting. As far as improv and the improv theater that I own, I got into it over a decade ago as a hobby, and I hang around with these people because they're very boring, as you can tell. It's a snooze fest, and improv is no fun at all. You guys aren't going to have fun at all this morning, I promise.
All right. Big round of applause. And it's Boomerang Comedy Theater. All right. Okay. All right. I'm going to have you all take a seat for a second while I talk to these lovely folks, just for a very short time. And then we're going to get into some improv stuff. Okay. So, the thing about improv, these are things that translate, they're required for improv, and they translate very well into the business world, right? So what I try to teach my improv students is how to be a good scene partner. The funny comes, the comedy comes, whatever you want to have happen comes. But if you are a good scene partner, it means you're a good listener, and it means that you accept what you receive, and you up it, you add to it, right? So we have to trust people. One thing I do before a show is touch everybody on the shoulder and say, I trust you, I trust you, I trust you. And when someone says, I trust you, you rise up to that, right? You want to be there for them. Improv also stimulates creativity, cultivates leadership skills, again, listening, and also you have to be ready to accept, but there's also a little bit of anticipation, right? So reading body language, seeing what's coming next. And then just being flexible and thinking on your feet. So these are all things that when you have challenges, somebody comes to you with, maybe they're a difficult personality. Maybe they're having difficulties, right? Sometimes our first response is to put up a wall, get a little defensive, especially if they're talking about the culture if they have a problem with the way that we're running our business. So the thing to keep in mind is listen, be ready, we call it being in a catcher stance, right? Like be ready for what's going to come. And don't go in defensive, but go in listening and ready to find solutions. Being in this moment, not thinking too far ahead. We make up everything in improv on the spot. So it forces you to be in this moment. And that is uncomfortable for people sometimes. When people get in a conversation that might be challenging, we want to get out of it. If we're uncomfortable and we're in discomfort, we want to get out of it. We don't like this moment if it's uncomfortable. But if we can just be there for a second and we can take in what people are saying, think about it, and then also be open to it and contribute. We call it yes-anding. Has anybody ever heard of yes and in improv, right? So it means accepting it. Like somebody says, I am having a problem. I want more paid vacation time. Okay? So instead of, no, we cannot afford that. We're a small business, and that's not what we're going to do. Instead, it's listening, all right, well, if we do that, then how do we balance that out? How do we balance out your employee needs with what the business needs, right? So, okay, yes, we can give you more paid time off, but that might mean you have to give up a raise next year, maybe, right? So it's negotiating. It's meeting somebody where they are, not telling them that they're wrong. And we also can't always give people the answer that they want. We can't say, somebody says, I want a huge raise. Yes, and how about double that, right? Like that's not what yes and means. That means, yes, I hear you, and let's get someplace that works for everybody. Also in improv, I was speaking earlier, we were talking about how the seats are set up, because we're going to be moving them around a little bit in a while. And it's like, oh, is that going to be a problem? No, because we just redirect as needed. You know, we often say at the theater, oh, something didn't go the way we thought. It's like, well, it's improv, right? Everything is improv. We're improving every day. When you have a small business, it doesn't matter what you plan for. And you plan for a lot. You plan for all you can. But think of all the things that come up in a day that you didn't plan for. Travis and I had a business plan for about 4 years before we started the theater. And we had about 8 years of experience in working with theaters. And we still come up with stuff every day that we absolutely could not prepare for, because you're dealing with people. When you deal with people, stuff comes up all the time. So just being ready and being open and being flexible to adjust. And also taking what's good. What do you have that's good? Even if somebody has a complaint, if they come with a challenge, if they are a challenging person, we all know challenging people, and they have things that they bring to the table that make them assets, but they might not be easy to deal with. But building on what's good. If you have a culture that's established in your business and somebody comes in and disrupts that, you need to manage that. You can't just let people hijack or take hostage your culture, right? That's important. And as I was talking about being in the moment, it's okay to be uncomfortable. I think we hear about people wanting to get numb, right? Like people, they eat or they drink or they shop or they, whatever it is that they do, exercise for hours and hours. I don't know what that's like, but I hear that people do that. And it is actually okay just to be uncomfortable in a moment. So if somebody comes with something challenging, it's okay to sit in that with them and hear what they have to say and share what you have to say and then get through it together. So we're probably going to have some moments where people are out of their comfort zone here in a little while, and that's okay because we are all going to get through it together. So what we're going to do is in a minute, we're going to break into groups. We're going to count off by, I think, 3s, and we're going to move some chairs back. We'll have a group in this section, a group here, and a group here. So it's going to work out great. And we're going to do some little improv warm-ups. I don't know if anybody heard us in the other room doing that before we started, but we're going to do a little bit, some improv warm-ups. And then we're going to play some games, right? Like you all are going to do some, we call them games in improv, all the activities, we call them games. And so we're just going to get up, get our energy going for the day, share some fun. And then at the end, we're going to perform up here, and you all are going to help us just a little bit. Right? It'll be comfortable. And if it's uncomfortable, it's okay, because we're all going to get through it together. Okay? So a couple things. Everybody remember this? Right? Okay. So later on today, if you see something going on up here that you like, that you think is funny, or you see us doing that, that means we're encouraging each other. So that's a way to just offer encouragement. All right? The other thing is we need to warm up a little bit. You can do it from your seats. But in improv, has anybody ever seen Whose Line Is It Anyway? Okay. So we're going to play some games like that. Now, they take their suggestions like out of a hat, usually, or they already have them. We're going to get them live from you all. So sometimes sitting in an audience like this, it doesn't feel comfortable shouting things out, but that's what we need you to do. And that's what we do at the theater. So we're going to practice, okay? So if I were to ask for a suggestion, then you all would just shout it out, and then we would use that suggestion. So let's just get used to shouting things out, okay? At the count of 3, I want to hear the name of your favorite childhood pet, okay? On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, that wasn't loud enough for as many people who are here. I heard, la, 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 and then I heard these guys. So you all should be at least as loud as these 3 over here, all right? Let's try it again. Let me hear your mom's first name on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. I heard saliva. That's what I heard. I heard saliva. All right, so somebody's got a mom named Saliva. Okay. How about a place you want to go on vacation? And I need it loud because I'm old, all right? It's hard for me to hear. So a place you would love to go on vacation on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. I heard green space. All right, we've got lots of green space. It's like a vacation every day in Baton Rouge, all right? Okay, give yourselves I want to hear big applause. Big, 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 big. Okay, That was kind of polite. I'd really like to hear something a little bit more. Give it to me. Big applause for yourselves. Yeah, that's it. That is what I want to hear. Okay, so we are going to count off by threes. I'm going to start with y'all over here. So we're just going to go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, like that. So go ahead.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, lost you. Okay.
1, 2, 3.
You doing it, Fabian? Okay.
2, 3. 1.
Do I have any more? Do I have a 3? I think the rest are staff. Okay, all right. So I want all 1s in this section, 2s here, 3s here. Woo! Let's get moving. Oh, Trav, can you grab my purse, please? Can you grab my purse? All right. Yeah, and you guys are going to be down on the floor with them, okay? So, Peter, you take 1, Jen, you take 2, Jan, you take 3. Yep, 1's over here. And then we're going to need to push these chairs back so that you have a little bit of space. Okay, thank you, darling. And then I need you to, huh? To pass just a handful of these out to the facilitator so they can give them to their groups. A couple to each, all right? You will, blah, 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 Angie will announce, blah, blah, blah. I'm trying to see when, yeah, you can go ahead and hand them out now. That's good. All right. All right, so you guys are going to be getting some slips of paper, and in a while, you will have an opportunity to, no, give a couple of them, maybe like 2 or 3 each, right? And so we're going to have you write some things on there. One is for a drawing, and then one is for a game that we're going to be doing later. Okay, so I'll give you some instructions. Just hang on to that, put it in your pocket, put it on your chair, and we'll get that in a minute. Now, the first game that we're going to play, Jen has her group right. You guys are going to be standing for this, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so here is the challenge. Y'all are going to stand up, and you're going to count to 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Actually, let's go for 16. We're going to count to 16, okay? As a group, yes. However, it's random, and you have to keep your eyes closed, and nobody can say the same number twice. Or you can't say the same number at the same time. So you all stand up, okay? And what's going to happen is randomly, you're going to close your eyes, okay? Facilitators are not going to be counting with you because they're making sure you don't cheat. You need to keep your eyes closed, and you also can't go like in a circle, right? Nope, you can't plan it ahead of time, all right? So this is kind of what we would call improv magic. It's hard to explain, but it actually does happen, okay? So you guys are going to close your eyes. Somebody is going to start off saying 1. The next person's going to say 2. The next random person will say 3. If somebody says, if you get to 14 and 2 people say 14 at the same time, you have to start again, okay? So the facilitators are here to make sure that nobody is cheating because all the business people want to do it efficiently and they want to win and they want to figure out a strategy. So they give each other the winky, you go after me. No, we're not doing that. Because then we don't experience the improv magic, all right? I did this with Entergy, and they had to go to 21, and they got to 20 like 5 times. And they said, please let's just call it good. And I said, you won't feel the same. It'd be like getting to Mount Everest and seeing the top and then going back down. And so those engineers eventually got it. So, close your eyes. You'll do it independently. You don't have to do it really loud, just so your facilitators can hear. You're counting to 16, and you can say, obviously somebody's going to say a number more than once, but everybody needs to say at least one number, okay? So counting to 16, and I'll leave it up to your facilitators, eyes closed. Somebody start with 1. I think that is, I have never seen that before. Everybody got it. All right. All right. I'm just going to say that this group over here got through 2.5 times. I know you guys were second, and you guys got it. Yay. Big round of applause for group number 3. Okay. Bigger round of applause for, or group 1, whatever y'all were. All right. Excellent job. All right. We're going to keep the chairs where they are, but you guys are probably going to need a little bit more space. So if it's at all possible, and yeah, circle chairs. Everybody gets a chair, but there is a chair in the middle also. And so one of y'all needs to be just sitting in the middle chair and not the facilitator. Okay? So everybody gets a chair. Yes. No. Okay. So I'm gonna now. I'll give the instructions. Yeah. Okay. All right. So here's what's gonna happen. Okay. Can everybody hear me while you're moving your chairs? All right. So the person sitting in the chair, there needs to be a chair in the middle, and somebody needs to be sitting in it. Okay? Yes. We just need somebody sitting in the middle chair.
Come in, they have no numbers, so you might want to have those people.
Can you just send them to somebody? Okay. Okay, well, everybody seems to have a place. It's fine. We don't need the other numbers. Thank you. Okay, so I need one chair in the middle with somebody sitting in it, okay, in every group. Someone in the middle right here. Anybody? Somebody in the middle. All right, there you go. Okay. And then, Peter, we need to move the extra chairs out, okay? All right. So these are the, All right, can everybody hear me? Here's how this goes, all right? So the person sitting in the chair in the middle will stand up and say something about themselves, okay? You could say, I'm looking for somebody like me who has on a white shirt, okay? Because you have on a white shirt. Anything about yourself. Somebody who is in, like I have 3 younger sisters, right? So I would say, I'm looking for somebody like me who is an oldest child. I'm looking for somebody like me who has glasses. So just anything about yourself. You stand up, you say it, okay? And then everyone who can say that about themselves will stand up. And you all have to find a new chair. And if you don't have a chair in this circle, you get the chair in the middle, and then you say something about yourself. Make sense? So everybody in the middle, stand up, say something about yourself, whatever you're comfortable with. You can, yes? Yes, and the chair you're in has to be gone too, Janet. So there are, right, it can be anything about yourself. You can go as deep or as superficial as you like, right? So like I said, I'm looking for someone like me who wears glasses. So stand up, tell your group something about yourself. Anybody who has that in common also stands up, and then anybody who's standing has to find a new chair. Make sense? All right, go ahead, say something about yourself. Yeah. You find a new chair, and whoever ends up in the middle chair then everybody takes a new seat, right? So yes, you people who are standing all have to find a new chair than where you sat last time. Yes, in your circle, find a new chair. No, you can't sit in the same chair. She needs to move. Yeah. Okay, there you go. So now, whoever's in the middle says something about themselves. And also, anytime you change positions, I want to hear everybody clapping for the people who are standing in the middle, all right? And if you end up saying something that nobody stands up for, again, even a bigger round of applause, all right? Okay, there we go. Onward. All right, let's go. Move. New chair. There you go. All right, and make sure and clap it up as soon as somebody new gets to the middle, clap it up. Folks, clap it up as soon as somebody gets in the middle, all right? All right, and this should be fast. Okay, something about yourself. Big round of applause. Big round of applause. Janet, you can pick somebody else to go in the center. Okay? Clap it up, clap it up. Woo! All right? Okay. All right. Okay, we're going to move on to the next game. Please, everybody, give yourselves a huge round of applause. I also have to say that these guys are kind of the overachievers today, all right? They got the counting game on the first thing. They went through everybody multiple times. They were the loudest clappers. Good for you guys, okay? I'm giving you my snaps right here. Okay. We're going to stay in our circles, okay, but the person in the center is going to move the chair out, so we're going to be in a circle. Your facilitator is going to be in the middle, and we are going to play a game called Yes and, okay? So that's one of the things in improv, as I spoke about earlier, is the foundation of yes and. So what's going to happen is you're all going to stand up. Your facilitator is going to point to somebody in your group, and you're going to say a couple of sentences, a sentence or two, to start a story. And you could start it, once upon a time, there was a princess in a castle. You could start it with, I was driving down the road, and I heard a thump. You could start it with, it was a dark and stormy night, however you want, okay? So 1 or 2 lines, and then your facilitator is going to point to somebody else in the circle. And that person will say, yes, and add to the story. Just another line or 2. So we're going to see where we end up. We're just going to do this for a couple minutes. If you get to the end of a story and your facilitator says, great, and you start another story, that's fine. But you need to pay attention because you don't know when you're getting pointed to. And remember, it's key to say yes and, because what you're saying is, I accept what you're saying, and I have something to add to it, which is something that is a good practice to get into in our interpersonal communications, especially if they're challenging, right? Accept what people have to say and build on it. So I will leave it to your facilitators. They're going to point to somebody, start it with 1 sentence, 2 sentences, and then we just go on and see what crazy stuff comes out of your brain. So before we start, big round of applause. Let's get the energy going. Be ready, be ready, be ready. All right, yes and. about 5 minutes.
Yes, and because of all this, I missed my last exam.
Yes, and I failed my class. Say love me.
Yes, you won one. Yeah. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to take the sheets of paper. Did you pass them out already?
Yeah.
Okay. And if you need pens, we can get some in my purse. So this is what I need you to do. If you want to be in a drawing for some tickets and for an improv class, just put your first name on one piece of paper. The other ones, I need you to put like a line from a movie or a song lyric, something like that, because we're going to put it into a scene later. Okay? All right? So start doing that. All right. So here's what we're going to do. Did you hand out the pieces of paper already? Okay, so you all should have some pieces of paper. Okay, we're going to do a drawing. One is for tickets to Janet's show, and one is for a free improv class, which is $145 value, and it's transferable, so you can give it away. Okay, so if you want to be entered in that drawing, just put your first name on one of those sheets of paper. On the other sheet of paper, other sheets that you have, write down either a song lyric or movie title or movie line or something your grandmother said when you were younger, and we're going to insert those into a scene later. Okay? So
We have pens.
I have some pens. We might have to share some of them, but I do have some. Here's a couple for your group, and here's some pens. You guys will have to share a little bit. Okay, so what's going to happen now? Does everybody have their little sheets of paper? Okay. And so what we need to do is, if you would like to be entered into a drawing for 2 free tickets to Janet's show coming up this weekend, and or a drawing for a free improv class at Boomerang, which is $145 value, and it is transferable. So if you win and you want to give it to somebody who you think would like it, that's perfectly fine. And so if you want to be entered in that drawing, just write your first name on one of the sheets of paper. On the other sheets, please write down like a song lyric or a movie line or a phrase that your grandmother used to say. My great-grandmother used to say, "Marry for love, but love where there's money." Right? Like if there's some cool piece of life advice you want to share. So write those down because we're going to use them in some scenes that we're going to do later for you all. So, and I think we just brought pens in too, more pens maybe. Yes, Travis has a bunch of pens. So it's going to be phrases, song lyrics, movie lines. If somebody needs, and also multiple submissions are lovely. So if you have great ideas, you want some more paper, we have them.
If you have any extra papers, I'll take them too. We got some people coming in. Thank you.
Thank you, Jen. Yeah, I don't think I do. I don't think I brought that, but I'll figure it out. I do not want to. I do not want to do that. Thank you so much. One thing I forgot was like something to draw it out of, like a jar or a basket or a box or something, a cup that hasn't been drank out of, anything like that. Thank you, ma'am. Excellent.
Separately going to not look but collect.
Yes, excellent. Sounds good. Yes. Thank you. And Jen collected them separately too. Okay, so names. All right. So we'll draw the name first. Did you put yours in?
I did not.
Well, make sure and put one in. Those are names? Okay, there.
Started collecting.
Okay, good deal.
Anybody else want to enter the drawing?
Any other name papers?
All right, all right. Janet, since the first drawing is going to be for your show, would you come up and draw the name? All right. Here, you can take this microphone.
Okay.
Talk about your show a little bit when it is.
Okay. Hi, everybody. I'm Janet Sullivan again, and I am so fortunate to have been given a monthly show with Angie and Travis at the Boomerang. I do themed competitions. So I pit generations against generations, or Married with Kids comics against single and free comics. The North versus the South. I had Northern comics come in to battle Southern comics. Boys versus girls. So this coming Friday is Boomer Comics competing against Millennial Comics. And I always ask my audience, optional, to dress up. And we give away prizes. I think we have tickets to the Manship. And I always have Coffee Call gift cards, because who doesn't love Coffee Call? So I'm going to pick and see who wins the tickets. Faye. Who is Faye? Hello, Faye. Okay. Thank you so much. Now?
You can pick out
I can-
for the class.
For the improv class. And I didn't mention in the introductions that I ended up taking an improv class because I thought it would help my stand-up comedy. It made it worse. And it took me about 4 months to get the balance between improv and stand-up, because stand-up is rehearsed and scripted and alone. Improv cannot come in pre-planned. Nothing can be pre-planned at all. So I want to say that it has really helped me over the past year and almost a half. So thank you, Boomerang. I love you guys. Round of applause for Boomerang. Come on. So this is the next lucky winner for classes Improv Level 1. Sean with an S-H-A-W-N, no last name, but Sean. Hello, Sean. Is this rigged? Congratulations. Have so much fun. Have so much fun. Thank you, Angie.
Okay, all right.
Nothing to do with it.
We have until. I mean, we have some time, right? Like, we're not over. Okay, I just want to make sure. Okay. All right, I just want to make sure we weren't over on time, because I used to work at a conference center, and it didn't matter how good the food was, and it didn't matter how good the programming was. If you didn't get people out on time, you're in trouble. All right, so we're going to get out of here on time. But before we do, we are going to play some games. All right. So the first thing I need is Travis is going to be calling a game called New Choice, and Peter and I are going to play that. Where are you, Peter? Come on up. Big round of applause. Yeah. So you guys can turn your chairs around so you're all looking at the stage now. All right. No, we're not going to hold the mic. I'm just doing this right now for instructions. All right. Where's Travis? Okay. And where are all the lines? Where are the lines? Okay, I have some right here. Thank you. That's for later. Okay, excellent. All right, now Peter and I are going to do a game called New Choice. And we are going to need a suggestion from you all, which I will ask for, and then we're going to do a scene. And we're going to do it how we would do it. And Travis, every once in a while, or often, is going to say, new choice. And we have to change what we came up with. We have no idea what you're going to say. We don't know what we're going to say, and we don't know what Travis is going to make us do differently, all right? So we'll just see how it goes. So what I need is a suggestion for, let's see. How about, what is a made-up sport that does not exist?
And not Quidditch.
Again, it's never been heard of before. What kind of sports ball game? What's a sport that's never been a sport that is not?
Car dodging.
What is it?
Car dodging.
Car dodging.
Not
Right.
hard.
Well, that feels like walking in Baton Rouge to me. All right, that's cool. Okay, so our suggestion is car dodging.
Did you hear what happened to James?
Yeah, he was drafted third.
I know.
That's money.
No, I always knew he was going to go somewhere. You know?
Yeah, but did you know there? I mean, it was the fact that he made it on the squirrels. They had a high draft pick.
I was really hoping he would just go to the ferrets.
Yes.
You know?
New choice about what team you
I
want.
thought he was going to go to the deer. You know, deer in the headlights.
New choice about the team.
I thought he was going to go to the cow above the hill.
Cow above the hill is, I mean, that's,
Yeah, I know.
you know, you can succeed big with them. But the squirrels, you know, I mean, they're on the up and
They are.
they're rising.
They did get the first draft though, so
They're
not
rough.
looking too great.
Yeah,
but
they-
you can only go up from there.
I know they're rising, and you know, if they get a coach that helps them decide which way they're going, I think they could be successful because you know it's this way and that way.
What else could they do, Angie? New choice.
This way and that way. You know how it is.
Yeah.
New choice about how they could go.
No, it's this way and that way. This, and you never know
And
where
then
they're
sometimes they go like right under that tire, and it's
No,
just
and then you look in the rearview mirror.
yeah. You kind of like juke you out. You're like, I don't know where to go, this way or that way, and then you're like, why didn't you just stay there?
I know.
And then you.
I know.
I've seen it happen.
And then it's time for the burial.
But it's a fun game. It's a fun game. Gets the adrenaline going. Gets the adrenaline going.
I know.
You know, I remember the first time I played. You know, I broke a hip.
What happened? New choice. What happened?
My big toe, right over it.
New choice about what happened.
I took that windshield out.
Yeah. I mean, you were semi-pro.
I
thought
could have went to the big leagues.
I thought you were gonna, but you know, still in the minors.
Go play for the cows over the hill.
No, but you know what? I hear they're looking for cheerleaders.
New choice about who they're looking for.
I hear they're looking for peace.
Well, that was my second career choice.
I mean, the pay sucks, but the benefits are good. All right. Big round of applause. All right. Okay. I need 2 audience volunteers. Come on, you guys just did a bunch of improv. Let me see some arms get up, because I'm going to have to start calling on. Okay, come on up. We got one. I need one more. Impress me, people.
Let's go.
Yeah, come on. All right, come on up. Come on. Woo! Big round of applause. All right. I need you to stand right here. Okay. And don't fall off the stage. Okay. I need you to stand over here. And I need Janet and Jen up here. You're going to stand right here. Okay. Yes. So thank you so much, ma'am. This is called hesitation. All right. So what's going to happen is Janet and Jen are going to do a scene, but I am of an age where I sometimes forget where I am in the middle of a sentence. Anybody ever have that going on? Right. So when you can't think of a word, so what's going to happen is they're going to do a scene, and if they are going to run into a time when they're not going to have a word. So they're going to want to reach for one. Instead of looking in their brain, they're going to reach for their partner, right? So when Janet reaches out to you and says this, or Jen reaches out to you and says this, you're going to fill in the blanks. So you have to listen to what they're doing and then give them something to use. Now, you can do something if Janet says, I was getting ready for school yesterday, and I was combing my notebook. Exactly right. And then Jen could be saying, so when I got to school, I realized that there was a problem with my teacher. And then when the scene goes on from there, right?
Phrases or is it just words?
It's, I would defer to you. But keep this in mind, anything you say, she has to hear and remember. So we got to keep it easy, got to keep it simple, right? We're not trying to, we call it pimping out our scene partners. We don't want to do that, all right? We don't want to hang them out to dry. We want to be good scene partners and deliver them good lines, easy lines, all right? So I'm going to get off the stage and, yeah, let's just scoop, but please don't fall off. And what I need is I need some help off the stage. If I could get a suggestion for, thank you, who are Janet and Jen to each other? Keep going. Keep going. Oh, rival entrepreneurs. Be good. I'll sit here so I can see.
I know.
Are we beginning?
You are beginning.
Well, you know how much I really appreciate I didn't get that job.
Is this what's called a frenemy?
Frenemy? Sure, call me what you want. I'm really still glad you didn't get the job.
I don't think I'm going to call you much anymore with that attitude.
Well, that's kind of what I was hoping for, but, you know, instead you like to play with my emotions.
I can't help it if I'm competitive. I really want to win the tournament for best
Singer.
singer, and you know I'm tone deaf.
I do.
I'm improving. I practice all the time.
I know, and I think that you should still keep practicing because you know what that's really gonna do?
What's it going to do?
Let me shine.
I know we've been best friends since we were 5.
I know.
I'm never going to cut you out of my life, but I am going to stop seeing you as much, and instead I think I'm going to start hanging out with
Janet.
Janet and her
And her gang of bullies.
and her gang.
I think that might be best of your interest. Or interest of your best. Or in your best interest.
I think I'll do that. But who will you hang out with?
Ronald McDonald. I already got the orange pants.
Can you help me up? Thank you, dear. Bigger round of applause, especially for our volunteers. Thanks, y'all. You can take your seats. Thank you so much for your help. Could not have done it without you. All right. So now we're going to play our last game of the day, and we are going to use the suggestions that you gave us, and it's going to be with Peter and Janet are going to do the first round, okay? And we're going to... Trav, can you swap those out for me? Okay, thank you. So what we're going to do is they're each going to get a handful of your suggestions, okay? And we're going to get a suggestion for a scene for them. And then they're going to do the scene, and every once in a while they're going to pull out the line, and they won't know what it is, and they're not going to read it ahead of time, and we'll just see how it comes out, all right? So what I need is a suggestion for what is a movie that has never been produced? Lululemon. All right. The movie that has never been produced is Lululemon. Thank you.
God, my pants are not tight enough. Can you do something about that?
Are pants all you care about, too?
Yes. My butt looks too flat. Because it is. Yes. David?
We've been going about this for a little too long now, don't you think? What about us? Remember when we were younger and we just thought of those times and you would just tell me, you would just look at me in the eyes and you would say, I'm a grown-ass man. And now all you care about is your ass in those pants. We've lost something.
We've lost that loving feeling, but I'm still kind for you. Because my first grade teacher told me to hang on to the best friends because you got a friend in me.
That sounds very familiar. Let's just be real.
Okay. To real?
Liv,
Yeah.
I don't think this is working out. I think it's best if we go our separate ways, and I will say this.
What?
I feel like I need to tell you. It's very important. I want to go outside in the rain. and I want it to be very dramatic, and I want to cry about this relationship. And I like to go in the rain because people don't know you're crying. They just think you look very ugly because you just smelled something weird.
I feel like it's raining inside here. In this Wendy's bathroom.
I know.
Horrible place to break up.
It is. It really is. But you know.
Big mistake. Huge.
My God, you're right. You're right. What was I thinking? What was I thinking? I'm gonna lose you. Have you seen your ass in those pants?
Big round of applause. Thanks. You and I. All right, we're gonna do one more. Jen and I are gonna do a round of this. Oh, somebody's calling me. I'm not gonna say hello. All right, hopefully that won't go out again. Okay.
Do we have our things to choose from? We need our bowl. Yes, we need our bowl.
I got some unused.
Never trust a guy.
Okay.
So were those the extras you had?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So how about if we get a suggestion for, what is your favorite place to go in Baton Rouge?
The vintage.
Okay.
Ooh, the tower, of course.
Okay.
Spot.
All right. Since we're here, let's go with a suggestion of tower.
Did you see that new tower down the road?
And he was a tall glass of water.
I hear that thing.
Yes. Did you see the ass?
Yes. I know. Yeah, you need some Lululemons.
I know. I was thinking the same thing. Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, it's funny. I was talking to my mom about just like the kind of guys I like. And she said, Mr. and Mrs. Turnblad, your daughter's a star. And I'm like, yes, I am.
I agree, sis. I know how to pump you up, baby.
I know.
Get to the top of that tower.
I know.
Just to work your way down.
Climb.
I know. You know what I really like in a tower? It begins to tell around midnight.
Well, you know, like, I think at midnight, like, what is that saying? Like, nothing good happens after midnight or something like that. All the good things
All
after
the
midnight. I knew she was lying.
We don't let it all hang out. Remember the song?
Yes.
Remember? But then there's this other song. Show me the money!
I'll tell you what. The tower, long, tall tower shows me money. He's going to go short. It doesn't take much.
Yeah, but this short tower, sis.
Superstar.
Superstar.
Yeah.
That's what Mama said.
Also, spoonful of sugar.
Up.
That's me. Spoonful of sugar. I am.
And how many roads must a man walk down for that spoonful of sugar?
Well, it depends on how much money he's got.
Yeah. Well, the tower can hold a lot.
you told Harpo to beat me, and we never even discussed it. And I think that before we go deeper into this like life thing, I really want to talk about that because it hurt my feelings.
Sorry, we weren't supposed to find out about that because we were on the tower thing, and then how did the Harper thing came up?
Get Bush living or get busy. Get busy. Get busy living or get busy dying.
Right? Right? That's why we up on the tower. We're living in the tower.
Busy living.
Because of your spark of joy, get in the tower, get your line off the Harpo. Yeah.
Harpo was a jerk.
Yeah. Get to the chopping.
Yeah, I amputated him out of my life. Get Bush living or get Bush dying. Also, I am usually the one that says, okay, everybody silence your cell phones, and mine went off twice. So, but it's improv, right? Okay. I would like to thank you all very much for your attention, your enthusiasm. Special thanks for our volunteers who helped us. And thank you for taking the time to contribute to our scenes with your lines. Does everybody have a good time? Okay. I hope that you have seen that there are these fun skills that can translate into business, help you be a more confident communicator, and really, we're all in marketing, right? Like if we have our own business, we are 100% in marketing all the time. I was in a sales seminar a long time ago, and the sales director said, who here is in sales? And anybody who didn't raise their hand in any department was brand new, because if you are, especially if you have your own business, right? If you're in business, you are in sales. And communication is such a huge part of that. And being able to accept, build, help people feel heard, tackle challenges openly, be in the moment, even if it's uncomfortable, move past it, trust people, and be trustworthy. Those are all things that we champion in improv, and those translate very well. It's our second year at BREW. We have really enjoyed it. So honored to be here to kick this off. Thank you all so much, and I want to hear the biggest round of applause of the whole day for you all and the folks who have put on this fantastic event.
All right. Let's hear it for Boomerang again. That was great. Man.